Timothée Chalamet spent nearly a decade crafting the ultimate soft-spoken indie darling persona. But in a matter of months, that carefully engineered PR shield didn't just crack, it completely melted down. From dissing classical performing arts on national media to claiming he is actively in pursuit of Marlon Brando-level greatness, Hollywood's favorite golden boy just exposed who he really is when the cameras keep rolling. What happens when an art house icon trades genuine artistic purity for unearned A-list clout? Today, we are stacking up the receipts to see how cinema's most humble underdog turned into the internet's favorite main character syndrome case study. Early in his career, Timothée pitched himself as the ultimate relatable underdog. In interview after interview, he recounted being rejected from blockbusters like The Maze Runner because casting directors claimed he lacked the action hero physique. He framed his pivot to indie cinema not as a calculated career play, but as a humble alternative after mainstream Hollywood slammed the door in his face. For years, the internet completely ate it up. He was the unpretentious art house prince who preferred raw storytelling over massive studio paychecks. Fans formed an unshakable parasocial bond with him, a protective illusion that was about to be pulverized on national television. That carefully constructed humble image took its first massive hit during the Screen Actors Guild Awards speech. While accepting Best Male Actor, he openly dropped the modest act, declaring that he was actively pursuing greatness and wanted his name etched alongside icons like Marlon Brando and Michael Jordan. While his PR team probably hoped it would read as inspiring ambition, TikTok immediately clocked it as pure, unadulterated ego. The quiet, artsy guy wasn't just passionate about filmmaking, he was deeply obsessed with validation, status, and historical legacy. The unpretentious indie persona was officially falling apart. If you think dropping the humble act on an award stage was just a minor slip, his behind-the-scenes behavior was getting even messier. On a podcast, actress Sarah Paulson casually recounted a story about Timothée walking up to her table at an industry event and straight up eating cookies off her plate without asking. The internet seized on the story as immediate proof that his polite public demeanor was a complete sham. Comments flooded X and Reddit, calling the behavior peak Hollywood entitlement. When minor, arrogant tidbits stack up side by side, public sentiment shifts fast. What once passed as quirky indie charm started looking like a classic case of a rising star, letting fame go completely to his head. Keep that cookie story in mind, because what he pulled during his next press tour makes that look like child's play. By the time the press tour for his film Marty Supreme rolled around, he abandoned his soft-spoken "call me by your name" roots entirely. Instead of the thoughtful actor audiences remembered, he showed up in oversized hoodies, dropped random rap verses during interviews, and acted intentionally chaotic on camera. Audiences immediately called out the pivot for what it was: performative rage bait and clout chasing. Media analysts point out that this sudden overexposure and forced, unhinged rebranding actually backfired, proving that attempting to force an edgy persona only alienates the core fan base that supported his artistic roots in the first place. And if you thought his fashion choices were the only unhinged thing about that press tour, his Vogue interview proved he was ready to burn his female fan base to the ground. In the profile, he admitted feeling bitter about losing the Oscar, complaining that most actors pretend not to care when they secretly do. But the real disaster hit when he commented on family planning. He recalled watching an interview of a childless person boasting about their free time and called that lifestyle bleak, stating that procreation is the fundamental reason humans exist on this planet. Social media instantly exploded. Female fans torched him across platforms for being completely out of touch, imposing archaic expectations on women while sitting comfortably on male privilege and immense wealth. Adding fuel to the fire was his highly publicized romance with Kylie Jenner. For years, he represented highbrow cinema, while the Kardashians represented hyper-commercial reality TV. When they started dating, fans initially dismissed it as a temporary publicity stunt. But as the romance continued, critics realized his brand wasn't about artistic purity anymore. It was pivoting entirely toward Hollywood elite status. His refusal to address the relationship in interviews while visibly absorbing the Kardashian-style celebrity spectacle proved to many that he was no longer interested in low-budget artistic integrity. He traded art house credibility for A-list clout, luxury, and red carpet spectacle. It wasn't just his personal life taking a hit. His ego started spilling directly into his professional work ethic. In another press junkie moment, he bragged about handing in top-tier performances for 8 straight years, telling reporters his work ethic was top level and shouldn't be taken for granted by the industry. Shortly after, on Carmelo Anthony's podcast, he recalled interviewing
at a
Kendrick
time too,
Lamar
speaking
during
about
the
cultural
height of the
sensitivity of
Drake
like in hip hop and all that, also
casually
cultural
joking
sensitivity
that
about
he
like,
wondered if he
you
might
don't want
get caught
anything
in the
leaked from the
physical
set, that you were
crossfire.
being.
Rap fans immediately torched the comment on X, calling him completely tone-deaf for turning a serious lyrical war between 2 black artists into a dramatic main character moment for himself. If you think acting tone-deaf on a rap podcast was bad, wait until you hear how he managed to offend the entire classical art world, unaware that the internet was about to dig up his own family's resume. During a casual conversation with Matthew McConaughey, Timothée explicitly stated he wouldn't want to work in ballet or opera because no one cares about those genres anymore, taking cheap shots at centuries of performing arts just to sound edgy. The backlash from the classical art community was immediate and ruthless. Opera singer Isabel Leonard publicly slammed him on Instagram, calling his take ineloquent, narrow-minded, and a cheap shot from a weak artist. Legendary actress Jamie Lee Curtis also posted a video calling out the dismissiveness of his remarks. What makes his comments hit even worse is the jaw-dropping hypocrisy of his own lineage. His mother, Nicole Flender, is literally a Yale-educated former professional Broadway and ballet dancer. Disrespecting classical dance and theater just to sound cool in front of Matthew McConaughey didn't just offend working artists, it exposed someone who completely forgot his own family's roots and the very foundations that made theater and film possible in the first place. When you stack all the receipts side by side, a clear and undeniable pattern emerges. This isn't just a series of innocent, accidental slips or quotes taken out of context. It is the story of an actor who built his entire career on the backs of indie film lovers, only to turn around and scoff at the very cultural institutions that nurtured his craft. The internet isn't just mad about a bad joke, they are genuinely exhausted by the fake humility. Behind the polished art house aesthetic lies a calculated celebrity who traded artistic integrity for mainstream clout, red carpet spectacle, and an inflated ego. At the end of the day, Timothée Chalamet's downfall isn't about one bad joke or a single tone-deaf interview. It is the natural consequence of trading genuine artistic authenticity for an over-engineered celebrity persona. Do you think his career will actually suffer long-term damage from this backlash, or will Hollywood simply forgive him the moment Dune 3 hits theaters? Drop your take below, and if you're hooked on unfiltered deep dives that strip away carefully crafted PR shields, smash that like button and subscribe to Culture Spill right now so you never miss the receipts. I'll see you in the next one.